Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Today we're going to work on the rear brakes of our 2015 Kawasaki KLX110. Pretty simple procedure. Let me go grab a couple of tools and I'll show you how to get it done. All right guys, pretty short tool list here. All you're going to need is just a 14 and a 21 millimeter socket, a decent ratchet, a good torque wrench, pair of pliers, and just a pig tool. All right, let's start by just lifting up the rear wheel. All right, what we're looking for here, guys, to let you know if you need to replace these or not, is if you've got this adjusted all the way up and your little indicator is beyond this range, that means that they are completely worn out. Now actually, mine are in really good shape. So they do not need to be replaced, but I still want to walk you through the procedure of how to get it done. Starts off by just removing a couple of cotter pins. One is on your axle nut, and the other one is on this bar that keeps the drum from rotating. That axle nut's a 22. And this bolt for that drum arm is a 14. And go ahead and take your drum brake adjuster all the way off. All right, let's go ahead and get that axle pushed back. Get out that spacer. And there she is. All right, guys, let's take a look at these real quick. As I said, these were not worn out. There's still a lot of pad material left. I mean, if this was worn all the way down to the metal, then we'd have an issue. But as you can tell, comparing it to the new ones, they're not really worn that bad. But I still want to show you how to get this done. So let's go ahead and get them swapped out. Basically, just pull out on the springs and walk them up, just like that. Next, work your springs out, and then we'll get them installed on the new brake pads. New pads, you want to make sure this flat section goes back here at your pivot point, and these with the two indentions go around there. So let's get those springs back in. That last one's going to be a little tricky. There. Now, the fun part. There you go. Now, let's get that put back on the machine. Make sure you didn't lose this little spacer that goes in there. Right, when you put on the axle nut, just do it hand tight for right now. Now, before you reattach that arm that goes to the hub, Want to go ahead and put your actual brake lever with the spring in there first, so where it can rotate in. Get that in place. And then just barely put this on for the time being. The adjustment nut. Now you can go ahead and put that arm on the drum. Don't forget your washer, then that 14mm bolt. All right, guys, I'm leaving the adjustment for the chain where it was when we took it apart. If yours needs to be adjusted, if you would just reference that video and I can show you how to get that done. Want to set your torque on this to 47 foot-pounds. There you go. Now the other thing you need to take into consideration is make sure that this edge lines up with one of the holes that go through the axle so you can get your cotter pin back in there. And don't forget the other cotter pin right here. All right, last thing we need to do is just to set the play on it. Just start bringing that adjustment nut in. What you're looking for is about 3/4 of an inch of movement up here. You can go with a little bit tighter if you want to. That's usually a good starting point. Somewhere about like that. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps it up. Not too tough, a little tricky with those springs, but take your time and I'm sure you can get it done. Well, listen, if you need any of the parts that I used, come find us at Partzilla.com and we can get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. And until next time, we just want to say thanks for watching.